Hey guys, welcome back into another video, and before I release the Dextacra build, I want to introduce you a new building style which I'm going to be using for my future builds. It is mainly focused on melee weapons, and I'm gonna call it the solo and duo build team. I'm gonna explain it right now. First of all, let's dive in quick about solo. It is actually the traditional building style. Basically, you make a build according to what the weapon can offer. For example, when a weapon has good critical stats, you will make a build that is focused on its critical damage. For example, a Blood Rush build. And another example would be if a weapon has good status stats, then you will build a Condition Overload build. To sum up this building team, it basically focuses on the weapon itself, but it's not a synergy build. Now let's go over to duo builds. It is a synergy build. And the way this works is that you will put Condition Overload regardless of the weapon's status chance. This is because the melee weapon itself is going to go with another weapon which can deal a diversity of status damages. For example, the Torid. It releases a gas cloud which not only provides crowd control, it can also deal a lot of status damage. It is also a formidable weapon for stripping armor on its own. But the best weapon to go with is the Zakti. It is the same as Torid. It can also deal damage in an area of effect, but instead it's an explosion, or more like an explosive dart. And the good thing about the Zakti is that it already has innate gas damage, which on its own can already satisfy Condition Overload's 60% damage increase on an enemy. But if you add more elementals into the Zakti, then you'll end up with 3 elements at max, and it will give you 180% damage increase on an enemy. Of course, when you hit it with a melee weapon that has Condition Overload, if one of your darts actually hits the enemy, then it will actually deal IPS damage. IPS is referenced as Impact, Puncture and Slash. IPS is considered as an elemental damage as well. So let's say if your darts actually hits the enemy and it deals slash damage, then you will get even more damage when you hit it with a weapon that has Condition Overload. And the good thing about the Zakti is that when the darts explode, it opens up enemies to finishers, and it also makes them vulnerable to the stealth damage multiplier, which is useful when you're dealing with high level enemies. Now when I mention Zakti, it may ring a bell in your head about the million damage Valkyrie setup from Grindhard Squad. It has almost the same concept, but the thing is, his setup is much more complex as it uses set mods. In that particular video, he used the Gladiator set. To be honest, it's a really creative and an unprecedented build. So if you want to check it out, then the link is in the description below. And that's pretty much it for the build style update. However, I want to clarify a few things. You might say that I'm copying his idea and concept. I strongly disagree. My original intent of doing this is to basically share the concept, because this is related to Melee 2.999998. or even the upcoming Melee 3.0. So to say that I'm copying his build is kinda like, questionable. Because obviously, this setup is made to work with Melee 3.0. We don't know what Melee 3.0 will really bring. We know that mandatory mods will be changed, but we don't know how. But for the time being, I'm gonna do this kind of builds for you guys to watch and to take the builds as well. Because I think these builds are really good, and they can deal a lot of damage, and also it's really efficient in a lot of missions. And the focus of this kind of build is basically on high level missions or endless runs for the enthusiasts in Warframe. Not only that, it also gives me a chance to experiment with my own combinations or builds so that I can show it to you guys. And that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for watching this update video. I hope you guys got the message in this video, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then be sure to leave a like, write a nice comment, leave your feedback in the comments, and definitely subscribe to my channel if you like my content. If you want to support me, then be sure to check out my Ko-fi page. The link is in the description below, so you can check it out later. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Goodbye.